right, cool. Here we are. Hello, welcome to another episode of Ma, I'm Fine. What are we at? We're at episode 4 now, just cruising right along in the little podcast world. What's going on? I hope everybody's doing just splendid. Everybody's day's going well, all that good stuff. I've had quite the day. I've been doing a lot of things to prep for my next little travel adventure. And so this episode, we're going to talk about kind of what I'm doing. What's my next plan? Because last couple episodes, you got Australia, you got Ashley from Canada, you got Aoife from Ireland. And so now you just got me for this one, solo episode. I love these episodes. I've only done one, but this is my second one. And it's nice. I mean, once I got over the fact that I'm kind of just like sitting and talking to myself, but now I'm like, I do have a couple people who listen to me and I appreciate you and I love you. So we're just going to get right into it. Got some big news. I have a boyfriend. And what should we call him? Let's see. We're going to call him Mountain Man because he is a really big hunter and this is a wild wilderness guy. And so we're going to call him Mountain Man when I refer to him. And who knows, maybe I'll tell you guys my name. If anybody follows me on Instagram, you freaking know who he is. But for the sake of his privacy, we're going to call him Mountain Man. And I want to talk about him, one, because this is my podcast and I can talk about whatever I want. But two, on episode 1, I was telling you guys that I dipped out, I moved to Australia, I broke up with that boyfriend. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to have a relationship while I'm doing all my adventures. Well, fast forward, now here I am with a boyfriend who I absolutely adore. Like, I want to indulge in my relationship because I think it will show kind of like the difference of my headspace of where I was when I was 19 dating that other guy and to where I am now. First of all, I am 22, about to be 23 in March. And you know what? There's just a lot of things that are different. For one, me and Mountain Man, we are long distance already. We met through my best friend and we re-met over this past summer in July at a music festival. So, we fell in love over the Molly. And so we're already doing long distance and it's working. Like, we talked for like 6 months. Like, I met him in July at Hard Summer and then he flew me out to Texas to go and visit him. And first of all, damn, to do that, I was just to fly me out because he wanted to see me. I was just so shocked. And then in this time, and obviously we had a great freaking time. Like, every single time that I see him, I just fall for him more and I get to know him more and things are just really good. So we've kind of not mastered, but we are doing long distance. We have really good communication skills. Long distance is working for us. And I think why is because we are both very independent people who are choosing to like put that effort in and who are choosing to make it work. Like, being where I am now, I 100% believe that if you want something to work, you can make it work, but both of you have to be willing to make it work. And I also think that your expectations of what's expected of one another, especially long distance, has to be the same. Like, I don't expect me, Mountain Man, to be texting and constantly up each other's asses when we are going throughout our day-to-day life. Like, that, what? That is not gonna work. Like, we send each other our little good morning text. We'll text and Snapchat like periodically throughout the day. And then if we're both free, we will FaceTime in the evening time. Or if it doesn't work, it just like doesn't work. So we have great communication skills already. We are already long distance. And I just feel like I can do the things that I want to do with him being my boyfriend. Like, I don't feel limited. I don't feel like I'm in a box. I don't feel like I am being hovered over or that I have to restrict what I want to do because now that I have a boyfriend, which is such an amazing feeling. And that is how I knew that getting into a relationship with him was not going to hinder my travel plans, because he 100% supports me. He loves that I want to go do this and my adventure side, and that I want to explore the world. He wants to come with me and do the things with me as well. And so that is just like a big part of why, like, no, I'm not going to break up with him when I go travel or do all my crazy things, because I just don't have that desire to be that single girl anymore. Like, I was single for like 3.5 years. I know, not that I know everybody that's out there or whatever, but I just like know what that single life has to offer. And where I am right now, like, I was ready to like be a good girlfriend. Like, I was ready to just like give what I knew that I could give to a partner and to a boyfriend. And so that is like where I'm at right now. So things are like so good communication, great sex life. And another thing with long distance, sorry if like my freaking family's listening to me, but listen, if you're long distance, I promise you, do FaceTime sex. Like, at first it can be like a little like awkward and stuff, because obviously when you're like in person and you have that physical part of when you get intimate with somebody, and then like over the phone, it's just like a little bit different. We've done it, and I 100% recommend it. If like, get comfortable with your partner, like do it, like have them see you. It's like basically like your own little cam show, but like for your boyfriend. Also, another big part is nudes. Like, I send my boyfriend nudes because I want to. And like, if he's so obsessed with you and your nudes, he does not give a shit about somebody else's stuff because he's so obsessed with you. So I like to send my boyfriend A1 nudes. And so I think that also is a great thing that we got going on, because I want to do it. Like, I trust him. And if he ever did some shady shit, oh my God, I would freaking go after him. But I don't think that I need to do that because I trust him, and it's not even in my mind that he would do anything to disrespect me or anything like that. So that is kind of where I'm at in my relationship and with my boyfriend and traveling. Don't get me wrong. When I started doing what I'm doing with Mountain Man, I was scared. Like, I was like, oh my God, things are kind of getting serious and I'm very, very into him. How is this going to affect when I go travel and when I go do the things that I want to do? Like, how is that going to affect it? Because I obviously knew that when I did this the first time, we ended. It didn't work out. But that other guy, he did not support me traveling. Our relationship was very different than it is now. I was so much younger. And so, I don't know, like before I would say never travel with a boyfriend. Go experience the things that you want to go experience. Like, long distance is hard. But as I'm in it, I am willing to put in that extra work and that time to make us work as I go travel. And so that's where I'm at right now. So you can do both. You can do both. You can dump that mother effer. I'm trying not to cuss because my grandma Nan, she's like one of my best friends. She's 90. I love her, and I really want her to listen to my podcast, but she has expressed to me that she does not like the cussing. And if anybody is going to get me to watch my mouth, it is that sweet little lady. So I'm really going to try not to drop the F-bomb. I might use just like mother effer or effers or something, but I'm trying not to say the F word as much as I do. She does say shit, so I'm still gonna say shit, but I'm gonna try to reel it in just for the good old non-bone. So yeah, like that's where I'm at with my relationship. So if you're feeling that you want to go travel and you want to go do the things that you want to do and you are secure in your relationship, don't break up with them. Why do that? Why leave a good thing? You don't have to leave a good thing to go do a good thing or to do another good thing. Keep the good things. Keep it all going. But if not, if you're like, because not gonna lie, I used Australia as a breakup method. Like, it was my way out. I had been really wanting to break up with that person for a long time. And this was like my final way to be like, okay, yes, we need to be finished. I'm gonna move to Australia. I don't want to do long distance. But I don't know, like, I've never felt this way towards someone before. And when I think about my past relationships where I like had said I love you, I think back now and I'm like, I don't think you've been in love yet. Like, because I feel stronger towards Mountain Man than I have any other person before, but I'm also not at the I love you yet. So I don't know. it just feels good to be in a relationship. Like, I'm very happy with where I'm at right now. I don't want to F that up. So moving on to travel plans. I'm not going to Asia anymore. Why? COVID. That's bottom line to it is COVID. The borders are a shit show. Quarantine, all that crap is a shit show. Some of the countries that I want to go to are not even open in Southeast Asia. I want to go to Vietnam. I want to go to Cambodia. I want to go to Laos. I want to go to Malaysia. I want to go to Thailand. Thailand was open, but they had like a mass amount of people apply for their visas, and so they kind of put a pause on that. So now you can't really do Thailand. You can go to Bali, but you can't really go to Indonesia, and I don't really know what's going on in Malaysia. So all in all, Ashley, she was on episode 2. She's coming over from Canada. We were going to do Southeast Asia together, but we've decided that we are going to take my rooftop tent and we are going to camp it up. So kind of for this episode, I just want to talk about like my rooftop tent, where I got it, the things that I've been doing to like prep for camping, because right now it's like January in California, and so we're winter and cold. Well, I guess it's freaking January everywhere, no shit, but it's winter here, and so it's kind of cold, it's rainy, and when I'm prepping for camping, I just keep telling myself what is going to ruin your camping trip, and that is being cold, that is being hungry, and that is being tired. So not sleeping well. So as I'm like prepping and really focusing on how to give us the best trip, especially since we can't do Southeast Asia, I've really been getting into it. So my plan is, so this is kind of like where we're gonna go. So for those of you who don't know, California has a whole freaking backside, and it is gorgeous. I did a little bit with Mountain Man. He took me to some hot springs, and it was like the very first stop of Highway 395. So Highway 395 is basically kind of like on the backside of California, and it is gorgeous. You have Yosemite, you have Big Pine, you have the Alabama Hills, you have Lone Pine, and it is just gorgeous. And so my plan is to kind of start in Sacramento. It kind of depends on the weather. So you guys are gonna just get like a play-by-play on each episode of like what we're experiencing, what's going down. But this is just like an overview of the places I want to do, which is Yosemite. I want to hit Mammoth Lakes. I want to do all the hot springs that are over there. I want to do all the crazy hikes. And then after Yosemite, I think we're going to hit Big Pine. And then I found this place called Benton Hot Springs. It's 2 hours away from Lone Pine, which is like would be our next place, kind of near the Alabama Hills, which look amazing. Okay, I need a break. So we're not doing the bong this time. One, because we're in the house and Papa Brown does not like smoking in the house. You gotta respect that. So I have a lovely bottle. It's like $7 of Chardonnay, and it's probably one of the best bottles I've ever had. Well, not bottles. I have a glass, but the bottle's next to me. So yeah, if you are hanging and just chilling, get your wine, get your coffee, get your tea. If you got the bong, get the bong. Let's hang. Let's chit-chat. We're chit-chatting about some traveling. Okay, anyways, moving on. Wait, hold on. Okay, so the Benton Hot Springs, which I found, they are basically, there's like a whole inn and stuff, but in terms of like camping, they have tent sites that literally have their own individual hot springs. Some of them are like, they're man-made little tubs and stuff, but they're pumped with like freshwater hot springs. And there are some that just look incredible. Like, not gonna lie, they're expensive. It was like $75. So for the Benton Hot Springs, you're gonna pay, but it looked amazing and that I want to do it. After that Benton Hot Springs, we were gonna do the Alabama Hills, Lone Pine, and then because it's gonna be cold, because we're gonna go in February, so our plan is to go like February 14th and go for like 2.5 weeks, and then we're gonna come home, regroup, and I'm gonna go scuba diving. I'm a March baby, so I'm gonna take myself scuba diving because that is just what I freaking do. And that's what I wanna do. I'm not waiting for someone to take me to Belize. I'm taking myself. So anyway, Death Valley. I wanna do Death Valley because freaking why not? I want to do the Mojave National Preserve, which is near Death Valley. I want to do Joshua Tree, Red Rock Canyon. So those are kind of like my stops and my places that we're going to hit up tentatively. So that is what I have so far in the plan of our Highway 395 and just like our road trip in general. And before I like get into like the things that I've bought and are things that I've gotten as gifts to like help me prepare for this camp trip, I would like to acknowledge the advantages that I have that allow me to do these things, because I live at home. I don't have the economic stress that most adults have. Like, I don't pay rent and I don't pay for groceries. I do pay for my bills. I'm not that much of a freaking freeloader, but because I live at home and I'm so grateful for my dad, I don't have to worry about rent and I don't have to worry about food. And I also have a really good home life. Like, I can live at home basically until I don't want to live at home anymore. And I know that just not a lot of people have that. They don't have that. Like, they can't live at home. And so it really upsets me when people are like, go travel, you can go do it, like, just do it, like, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, well, you know what? There's some real life shit. There's real life shit. You can't just pick up and go traveling when you got freaking bills, when you got a couple grand in bills that don't go away just because you want to hop on a plane and go backpacking for a month. So I understand that that is a reality for people, and I have told myself, and I've literally made a promise to myself, that if I'm fine ever, or just in general, like if I ever get to a place in life where the funds are a-flowing, I want to help people the way that I've been helped, like economically. Like, you want to go travel for a month? I'll take care of your bills for a month so that you don't have to worry about that. Because that's the advantage that I've had living at home in my home life that I have, is that all of my money can go to traveling. Like, my money goes to traveling because I consider traveling like a bill for me. Like, I save money every month for it. I treat it like a necessity. I treat it like an important factor in my life. And I'm allowed to do that because I live at home and I don't pay for rent. And so I just wanted to add that, because I think when influencers or just like people in general talk about traveling, they don't talk about the fact that there's real life shit that goes on that you just can't put on hold to go travel. And so I want to let you guys know that I recognize that you can't do that. And I would, if I ever get into a position where I can help, I want to, because the world is huge and vast, and I just want everybody to experience it the way that I plan to experience it. So I just really wanted to add that, because I'm not obtuse to real life shit. I am grateful that I don't have that push to move out and to grow up. Like, honestly, like, not gonna lie, I'll probably live at home until I'm done traveling. Which, honestly, I probably will never be done traveling, but, like, my major trips that I do, which I can't, like, afford to do if I literally have to pay, like, freaking $1,500 in rent. And I live in California. Are you kidding me? The rent is ridiculous here. I don't know how anybody in this state can live out on their own. So, that's just, like, I wanted to say that before I got into, like, my spending to prep for this trip. Because real life shit's hard, and I respect people who freaking do it. So, anyways, moving on. Rooftop tent. I bought my rooftop tent back in, I don't know, August maybe. August of 2021, and this is how I did it. So, a little travel tip: if you're good with credit cards, I don't want to have anybody coming after me saying that you heard some girl saying on Mom Fine to get a credit card and put all your shit on there. That's not what I'm saying. I'm telling you to be responsible. I have a credit card for Capital One and I have a credit card for Chase. Either or, I have two. Eventually, I would like cancel my Capital One credit card and get a travel card through Capital One, but I gotta pay this one off first. But when I bought my rooftop tent, I applied for a Chase Freedom Cashback card. And why I did that is if you spend $500 in the first like 3 months, you'll get $200 back. And I think with Capital One, it was like $300 back. And so when I bought my rooftop tent came out to be $1,089.52. I got it from a company called Antidote. And man, we're gonna get into them, but I want to finish talking about the credit card. So when I bought my rooftop tent, I got that cash back. So then I put $200 that I got from the cash back to the purchase that I just bought. So really my tent came out to be like over $800 instead of the full $1,000. It's also cash back and I get like rewards and stuff. And with a new credit card, you get 0% APR. So what that means is you don't gotta collect interest on that shit. It's like free money. Free money. So right now with my Chase credit card, I have automatic payments set up and I'm literally just, I forgot about it. I'm paying that off in my sleep. I'm collecting no interest on it. And that's that. So that's my 10. And so with Antidote, let me just I'm gonna need a sip of wine. Let me just freaking tell you the shit that I went through with them. I haven't actually taken my tent out camping. I will be taking my tent out the next weekend with my mom's as like a little tester, but where I sit right now, I do not recommend, and this is why. So when I got the tent, it was delivered to my house by like a person, or of course a person, but like a guy from Antidote. They are based in SoCal and they come up to NorCal quite often. And the reason why my tent was so cheap was because they do discounts to local. And so that is why, like, my tent originally is like $1,800, almost $2,000. And rooftop tents in general, you can spend like $2,000, $3,000 on them. But I'm a broke little biatch, so I went for the cheaper option, and this is what I had to deal with. So, deliver the tent. So great, love it. But when the guy came to deliver it, he kind of opened it up and looked at the parts, and he realized that I was missing some. So he called the shop. Yo, we're missing some. Send them to her. Yada, yada, yada. I was like, oh my God, perfect. And so, but because I'm a busy lady, I didn't have the time to insert the tent or like set it up and put it on top of my car like right away. Like it literally took me like a month before I actually had the time to like do this shit. So as I'm trying to put it together, I'm opening it up, I'm looking at it. They didn't have a parts list. The guy had informed me that there was a detailed video of how to put this shit together. There was no video. Okay, that's a lie. There was a video, but for a different model, and oh my God, it was so infuriating. I didn't know what the F to do. I was like, I don't know what parts go where. I don't know how the hell this is supposed to set up. If it wasn't for my dad, I honestly don't know what I would have done, because even with my dad, I had a meltdown. I broke down and I was cut up. I was bleeding. And I was pissed. I was pissed because he told me that this was going to be hard to do. And it was. Like, take out the fact that I didn't have a parts list. If I would have had a parts list to know, because I was missing additional pieces on top of the pieces that this dude already knew I was missing. So without a parts list, I was just like, where the F is all of these bolts and nuts and shit supposed to go? How am I supposed to figure that out? Your video is not helping me, and I'm just a 22 little chickadee trying to explore into the camping world, and I don't know what to do. So my dad, he helped me. I had my breakdown, I had my meltdown, but all in all, we got it up and we got it installed. But to install it, and what the guy told me, which was going to be hard, is that when you have roof racks, getting your hands in between your roof rack and your tent to freaking mount and screw the pieces together, that is hard. And that is something that it don't matter what, from my knowledge, it don't matter what you have. Like, and mounting it and installing it, that part is going to be hard. But with this company in particular, they could have made things a lot more easier if they had a way better video that explained how to put up my tent, not some other tent, not some other freaking tent that I don't have, and then also a parts list. Because I was missing parts and I didn't have a parts list, my dad literally went and got me shit to help me put this shit together. Because when we were doing this, my sister and I were going camping that weekend. We were going to go to Big Sur, and we had this whole camping trip planned out, but we couldn't go because I was missing parts. And well, a lot of other shit happened. Like my car stopped working. It was like a whole shit show. So we we didn't end up going camping. We ended up going to the Atlantis Spa in Reno, which I highly recommend. If you just need to relax and hang and just feel pampered, go to the Atlantis Spa in Reno. It's lovely. We did that instead of camping. So yeah, so that is like my first initial experience with my tent. Missing parts, no parts list, shitty ass video. So that's the tent. And then, like I said, I'm gonna go camping this weekend, which I'm gonna bring you guys along with me as I test it out for the first time. When I'm done chit-chatting, it will cut to when I'm waking up in the tent for the very first time. So we get a real live review of the tent. If I could have afforded a more expensive tent, I would have done the more expensive tent. But that's not where we're at right now. We're at the cheaper side of things. So that's what you gotta do. Moving on. So I have the tent. It's all good. It's on top of my car. And so what I did today was, which is so funny because if it wasn't for the dad that I nanny for, I literally wouldn't have like known that I needed to do this, was when you have a tent and it's cold, because we're going to be like, it's going to be winter when Ashley and I go camping. And so condensation builds up, moisture builds up. So what did I say? What's gonna ruin a camp trip is being cold and obviously being wet. So I YouTubed everything. YouTube University. If you don't want to sit and read blogs, which I read blogs, I do all of it. Everything that I've done to prep for any trip that I do is I literally have research days where I research everything. I watch YouTube videos, I read blogs, all of it. And like maybe when I have more time, I can like organize the things that I like have looked up to help me prep and all that stuff so that you guys can have it too, but I'm not there yet. But maybe I'll like share my Google Doc with people so that you can have shit too. So carpet tiles, I got them at Lowe's. They were like $100 and they were the stick-in, they're sticky and you just put them there. So I did that today to help with the condensation. Installation process, pretty good, not too bad. I could do it by myself. I recommend having good scissors because I didn't until like I had already finished like halfway through and I got like blisters on my fingers, and so that was like not freaking fun. But all in all, I'm very happy with them and I hope that like they work how I want them to work. So far, I recommend the carpet tiles. They weren't that expensive. They added like that extra layer of flooring and hopefully that will help with condensation and all that good stuff. So another thing that was actually delivered today was I got a tent insulator and I got it from Tepui. I got it off of Amazon, but it's from Tepui. Tepui is a pretty popular brand or company that does rooftop tents. And so I bought their tent insulator because Antidote didn't have a tent insulator, and so that basically goes inside my tent. It frames my tent. It's kind of like a big ass blanket like for like my tent walls and the roof. But the tent insulator, it's supposed to help keep heat in, and so that was like something that I'm doing to prep for the cold. Carpet tiles and then a tent insulator, and that was $200. So $100 for the carpet tiles, $200 for the tent insulator. Another thing that I got was an enclosed easy up, because what if it's cold and it's rainy or windy and we still need to make our dinner or just do what we gotta do and not be up in the tent. So I figured a nice enclosed easy up would be really nice. And also if we need to drive anywhere and we don't want to pack up our entire campsite, we can at least put everything in the easy up and then I can like shut the door, and then I'm thinking I might just get like little locks and lock the zippers, so then we can put everything in the easy up and not have to pack everything up. Because one thing that I'm thinking that I haven't really like done research on was, what do people do with all their shit when they're with their rooftop tent and like their camping stuff? Like because I used to trailer camp all the time with my family, and obviously you just like leave your campsite and then you just put all your valuables like in your camper. And so I'm curious to know what people do like rooftop tenting, if they just kind of like leave their stuff or what. So I figured that this might be pretty good to have just as one of my little camping supplies. Okay, another thing that I've been prepping for is a shower. This is not something that I am doing. My nannying dad, he is literally making me like a shower. I saw it yesterday, and basically it's gonna mount on the other side of my rooftop tent, like on my driver's side of my car. And it's like a big old cylinder thing. It kind of looks like a big ass bazooka on the side of my car. And then I'll have like a water spigot with a hose, and then the big old bazooka cylinder thing that is gonna hold my water. And so I'll have like, I could fill that up with hot water or whatever, and I'll be able to hose off, take a horse bath, you know the deal. That is how I'm gonna handle like being clean and not being a dirty little bitch. So that's that. But I am not doing that myself. Looking at what Justin is doing, and I'll take like a video and I'll like kind of show people on Mom Finds Instagram like what that is gonna look like. But other things that I was gonna do instead of this, until Justin like offered to do this for me, was I was literally just gonna buy one of those like pop-up shower things, then just like get something else. I don't even know what I was gonna do, but there are other things to do if you don't have somebody or you don't know how to like make one of these bazooka showers. So that's that. Okay, camping chairs. My papa got me some bitch ass camping chairs that I'm so excited to use. I did not buy those myself. I have no idea how old those or how much those cost, but they're chairs that got tables on the side. I'm very excited about those, and I'm happy I got them. Okay, another thing, obviously you need a table, like a little kitchen setup. So I asked as a graduation present, like a little kitchen knit thing. It's not like a table. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's pretty freaking awesome. I'll post it on the Instagram so that you guys can see it, what it looks like. But it's like a long thing. It has like a little sink. It has a place for a little cooler. I can cook. I have like a Coleman camp stove that my papa gave me. I think those are like $50. I'm not 100% sure how much those are. But so I have that as like my kitchen stove. And then I have like my kitchen like setup thing. And then my kitchen setup grad gift, it was like I don't think it was $140 when I asked for it. Like I honestly think it was like $120, and now it's just gone up in price because when I was prepping for this episode, I kind of looked up what everything cost, and that's what it said the price was now, but that is not how much it was when I asked for it. I think it was closer to $120. And so yeah, so I got that. I got the kitchen, I got the stove. And then another gift that I got for Christmas, it was a cat professional power station so I can jump my car. But my car is a GX shit. It's a Lexus, and it's kind of like an SUV Lexus. And so a lot of the jumper packs don't work on my car because my battery, which I'm kind of nervous about when we go camping, if I don't start my car every day or if I leave my doors open, my battery dies. I don't know what it is, but something is drawing power and it kills my freaking battery. So I got this, but the Cat Professional Power Station, it can jump my car. It has an air compressor, and then it also says it has like an AC power. And I got those from my mom's, and I Googled how much those run, and they're about $150, which I was like, damn, thanks, mamas. That was really freaking nice. It was so nice to have. And so, okay, let's see. Oh my God, I need another sip of wine. I'm just freaking chit-chatting away. This wine is just so freaking good. The Chateau Saint Michel Chardonnay. Oh, you hear that? The girls are trying to get me to go out tonight. I just don't have it in me. So, who knows? But I am doing some work on this bottle, so we'll see. Maybe I'll just get like a second wind and I'll just get ready to shake the ass. Shake the ass, shake the ass. Okay, moving on to tarps. I don't know if I'll need those, but I feel like one tarp would be good because I can put that. I could do the easy up and then the tarp, so then it's like nice and clean. Like, what if it's muddy? What if it's rainy? What if it's just, I don't freaking know. I'm just trying to be prepared because Mom always said the 5 P's. Proper planning prevents poor production. So she's really engraved that in me. So I'm trying to proper plan here. So I think tarps, I think tarps would be good. And then my mom's also got me lanterns, which obviously you need light. Don't want to be in the dark all the time. And so that's kind of the things that I have right now. I have all these things right now. I'm going to take the rooftop tent next weekend to test it out. I'm not going to bring like all of my camping gear because I'm going with my mamas and they have a trailer that is literally a Taj Mahal on wheels. They glamp, which is just so amazing because like they are comfortable campers, and who wants to be like, everybody wants to be comfortable when they camp, or if you don't, you don't, but I do. I like to be comfortable. Why be uncomfortable? That's stupid. Just for the sake of saying that you can rough it. That's really good for you. I respect that. But me, nah, I'm going to be comfy. And so my mom's like to be comfy as well. So when I go camping with him, I'm just going to bring the rooftop tent. I am just going to test the rooftop tent out. Oh my God, I almost forgot. When I opened my rooftop tent out today to do the carpet tiles and to put the tent insulator in, I had bolts falling out and shit. Like literally the connector pieces that when you fold the tent down that connect the two pieces together, I had 2 bolts missing. My dad, thank God, went to the store, got shit to like put it all together, but my bolts were loosening, or my bolts had loosened where shit was coming off. And I was like, mother effer, another effing thing with this freaking thing. Are you kidding me? Thank goodness that I'm doing all this shit before I go and endeavor on this like 2.5 week camp trip, because what the F would I do if I literally open that shit up and I'm in the middle of Death Valley and all of a sudden I've got missing bolts and shit? So, with that said, I have backups. So, there's that. So, that was just another thing. That's just another thing with this company where I'm just like, is that them? Or is that just like the bouncing of like the road loosen those bolts or whatever? I don't know. I just think that I'm just being a little salty because of all the other things that have happened with this rooftop tent. So take my review as it is, but I'm just a frustrated customer. So that's it. That's all I gotta say. I have a list here of things that I still need to buy. I kind of wanted to buy some LED lights, Amazon LED lights that are like remote control, but I was in my rooftop tent today and I just don't think I'll have a place to like really stick them. I don't know. I need to do some more research, but ideally I would really like some LED lights really fast, but I don't know. I just don't freaking know. Okay, moving on to for things that I still need to buy. Hiking boots. I literally have pulled up hiking boots for women on REI. They're $245. That's expensive. But I'm going to be hiking. That is a necessity, is good hiking shoes that are going to support me, support my feet, keep my feet warm. So dip it into the travel funds and I'm going to buy them. $245 though. That's what I'm looking at. They're REI. What freaking brand are they? They're the Loa Renegade GTX mid hiking boots women. Deep black. That's what I'm going to do. I really want a battery pack. Like I looked and the Jackery solar generator, those to get the battery pack plus the solar panels that come with them, it's like freaking $350, I think. But because I'm such a freaking baby when it comes to the cold, I want to have an electric blanket in the tent. And so I obviously need to plug that shit in somewhere. So I was thinking, well, that'd be good because my cat power station that I talked about before, it's pretty big. And I just think in general for like up at the tent for like charging phones and all that stuff, another little battery pack might be nice. But my dad has a little generator that he said that I could take. So I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm going to spend the money on that. I'll obviously let you guys know if I do, and if I do, if I like it, if I should have done it, what has been going on, if I did do that. But those are just things that I'm thinking about, that I might need, might not need. Another thing is I really want to get like a solid freaking cooler. That is going to be a need, but those, I think the ones that I want are like $1,000 freaking dollars. They're $1,000, and so I just don't know if I need to do that right now. Like maybe in the future, but just for this like 2.5 week trip, I can make my meals and our like food work for the coolers that I do have. But I do think that a solid cooler is a necessity. I'm just hoping that the ones that my parents have will be sufficient enough. And then speaking of my parents, like I do, because my moms are such campers, I do plan on borrowing a lot of stuff from my moms if I need it. I've done a pretty good job about buying my own stuff, so we'll see. And then just a first aid kit and a GPS tracker. I think that would be nice. I also would like to get a gun, and obviously there's people who like feel differently about guns, but I've majored in criminal justice. I don't really have like a thing about guns, and my mountain man, he is a big hunter, and he literally took me out shooting for the first time and showed me around like guns and stuff. I want a gun because if any mofo tries to F with me, you better believe I'm protecting myself. So that is also something that I might do. That's just something that I'm planning on doing, is having a gun while I'm traveling, especially camping, because you just don't know. When you're out in the middle of nowhere, I literally am a criminal justice major, and I also listen to a lot of freaking crime podcasts and do all of that. So I know the psychopaths. I know what's out there, and I ain't messing with anybody. If somebody's gonna try to F with me, I'm gonna shoot your ass. No doubt about it. No doubt. Self-defense. Self-defense. So, in the sense of my life, I will protect my life 100%. So that is kind of where I'm at with my camping right now. This is my planning process. This is where I'm at. This is kind of what I'm thinking about. This is the things that I've gotten. So if you are like feeling that you want to get into camping, do it. Oh my God, do it. Especially with the borders being as they are. If I could go international, I would. I wouldn't be doing camping if I could do Southeast Asia, if I could go to New Zealand, if I could go interrailing through Europe. But the reality is I don't want to waste my money, and I want to put it in places that I'm going to be able to get the full experience. And right now, I feel like that is camping. And plus, like, I've literally lived in California my entire life. And other than obviously when I went to Australia, and I just don't think I've really appreciated it as much as I should have. Like, I obviously haven't explored it. And so I'm really excited for this camping trip because I'm excited to get out in nature. I'm excited to do something different and embark on something that like I haven't done before. And I'm so happy that I have Ashley coming with me because personally, in doing things alone, let's get to it. If I had to do it alone, if it was a point of like, you do it alone or you don't go, I would go and just do it. But I'm very happy that Ashley is coming with me because obviously that's going to make planning, cooking, just camping in general easier because camping is hard work. Like, camping is so hard. Are you kidding me? I was exhausted just opening up my freaking tent today. So I am just so excited for this camp trip. It's gonna be happening next month. I'm gonna take you guys along with me, and you just gotta do shit for yourself. And I used to always joke around with myself when I would do dumb shit. I would be like, why do you do the things that you do? Like, why do you do the things that you do? Because you do dumb shit. But then I really thought about that, and I was like, well, why do I do the things that I do? Why do I do the things that I do? Do I do them for other people or do I do them for myself? And I think that that was just like a pivotal moment in my brain where I was just like, I'm going to do things for me. This is my life and I'm going to live it how I want to live it. And you should just do things that make you happy. The things that you do, ask yourself, are you doing them for you or are you doing them for other people? And I think a big thing that when I thought about this was with social media. I thought, well, who do I post for? Who do I post for? Am I posting for me? Do I even like my own shit? And so now I like all my own shit. I'm the first person to like my shit because build yourself up. Love yourself. I'm feeling my wine. I'm just kind of going off now. But I don't know. Like, I think that you should be your number one fan. Like, literally. You should love yourself. Because I don't know. I feel like in high school, I started becoming very negative about myself. And I was just like, well, why am I like that? Like, I don't want to be like that. Like, I think I'm awesome. Like, I love myself. I do things for myself. I spend my free time becoming a better person. Like, just because I say that I love myself, no way am I perfect, like, at all. There's always room for improvement. There's always way to be better. And I think I learned that a lot in CrossFit is that no matter where you are, like top tier athlete, you can always be better. You could always do things that make you better in a different way, whether that is like the intensity of your workout, is it your form, is it the weight that you're doing and all of that good stuff. But I just think that love yourself, but know that you could like be better. Like, I want to live my life to be the best version of who I am. Like, I don't want to be a shitty version of myself. Like, I want to be proud of myself. I want to be happy with who I've become and love and enjoy every moment of my life, not just the good parts. Like, you know how people are like, man, my 20s were the best years of my life. Well, I want all my years to be the best years of my life. And don't live the same year for 75 years and call that a life. Damn straight. freaking facts because it's so true. Like, live your life. Don't be complacent. Don't be still. Like, there's always ways to improve your life and to learn something different. Like, are you also doing things that expand your mind, that grow, that challenge you? Like, what do you do that challenges you? Because a lot of school, like when I was in college, like I loved college because it made me think. It made me challenge myself and think in a different way and push myself and just all that stuff. And when I graduated, I was like, okay, well, how else am I going to challenge my brain? How else am I going to continue to learn things? So yeah, like, be the best version of yourself. You only got one life, so why not make it the best one? So I think that's all I got. That's all I got. So I am going to stop chit-chatting now, and the next time you hear from me, it's going to be literally, I'm going to be waking up in my rooftop tent and giving you guys the review of a lifetime for my antidote rooftop. Okay, bye! Okay, so I did it. I slept in the tent, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty tired, but some things went great, some things didn't go great, and I'm so happy that I'm doing this before like going out on this long ass trip and learning it all then. So yesterday I set up my campsite in my backyard because my camping trip with my mom, it just didn't work out. And so I was like, but I still need to do this, and I don't want to do it like right before I go camping because I was like, this is like the only time that I can like do this and get all my kinks out. And so then when Ashley comes, we'll do it together like one time. But this, I really needed to figure out the sleeping because it's pretty cold here right now. I mean, I think last night I got into like the low 40s, but I want to be able to be in like the 30s, or I don't even know. I need to look up how cold it's going to get, but I'm prepping for cold. And so I set it all up yesterday by myself. I got the roof tent open. I set up my easy up. When I like get the time to like post stuff on Mon Finds Instagram, I'll like show everything that I have like of my campsite. So I got that enclosed easy up. I set that up super easy. I did like knock the fuck out of my face and it hurts so bad. I was like, oh. But got that set up, got my kitchen table in there, got my Coleman stove. I made sure I knew how to set up my Coleman stove and everything. My plan right now, well, it was to get like a big 5-gallon tank of propane because the little ones, they aren't refillable and it's just like more money to spend. But then my dad said that you would want to be really careful driving with a big one. Like, what if I got in a wreck? But I'm like hoping that doesn't happen. But so I don't really know, because if I do the big tank with my Coleman stove, I need to get a converter hose so that I can have the one hose go where the little propane would be and then go into the big 5-gallon. So that's also something that I'm thinking about getting. And then I had my camp chairs. And yeah, so it was a pretty cool setup. I'm very happy with the closed easy up because that like gives us like an extra place to hang or like change and like just like not be cooped up in the tent, especially because the tent insulator makes it like really dark in there. It's like pretty cozy and like kind of like a cave, which is good because that keeps heat in. And so we wouldn't want to be like there all the time up in there with if the weather got bad. So easy up, so far so good. And yeah, my kitchen table is awesome. Like that is going to be so nice to have. And then another thing, I didn't have my cooler. I'm really hoping that my mom has a good cooler. Now to the tent. So up in the tent, I had a sheet, which I need to get sheets that fit a rooftop tent because I thought a king sheet would fit up there and it doesn't. Like I literally tried every single way to fit like a fitted sheet and I was just getting so mad and I was like, why isn't this working? So then I got other sheets and those were even smaller because I was using the sheets for my Cal King and those were just for a regular king. So yeah, the whole sheets thing. So now I need to add to my list is to get some sheets or list a sheet or something to put over the mattress. And then I had my Jackery. Oh, so I ended up getting the Jackery power thingamabobber that I talked about that I wanted to get. Well, I actually got it. I got it off Amazon. I'll like post that in like my camping highlight too with like a little link. So then you know what I got and the shit that I have. So I got that, and then I have my electric blanket, so I plugged that in to the Jackery pack thingamabobber, and my electric blanket can be warm. But I need to look into the electric blanket that I got because it turned off. It would turn off, and I was like, why is this thing turning off? Like, I wanted to stay, because it was cold. Oh my god, I was cold. But I did pretty good. Like, if I make the changes that I want to make, I think I could be way more comfortable. Because another thing, oh, hold on, I'll finish talking about the electric blanket. So yeah, the electric blanket, I don't know why, it just would turn off, and I'm thinking that maybe a safety reason that it won't run all night, but I'm like, I would wake up because I would be cold. But I'm hoping that the electric blanket should just like toast me up, and then I won't need to run it all night, because then that really drains the power jack, the Jackery thing. But I didn't have the sleeping bag that I ordered. I ended up ordering like a 0 degree Fahrenheit and like -18 Celsius sleeping bag, and I just didn't want to go to the store to pick it up, so it's getting delivered to the house. So I grabbed one of our super old freaking sleeping bags, and there's no zipper. There was no zipper. It literally just like flapped open. And so I had that sleeping bag. I got my pillow. I had my electric blanket, and then when I like went to bed, I slept in like sweats and a sweatshirt and a beanie, and I had socks on. And so now waking up, I have some things that I want to get. I want to get like a safe heater that will heat the inside of the tent, because the tent, if the tent didn't have such like a chill to it, I wouldn't have needed the electric blanket all night. And also if I had a better sleeping bag, because that sleeping bag was shit. So I need to get like a little heater that I got some carabiners, and so if I could like hook up a little heater that I could plug into the jack, then I could put that heater on like before I get into bed or whatever, heat up the tent, and then hopefully the tent insulator will like keep some of that heat in, just to take like the chill out of the air. And then I'll have my good sleeping bag and the electric blanket. So I'm hoping that little heater will definitely help, plus the sleeping bag. And then I think I'm gonna get like a really nice blanket to kind of just like go over all of us, because you know how like sleeping bags can get like cold when like they're to the touch. And so I had an extra blanket last night that was really nice, but because that stupid ass sleeping bag was not zipped up all the way, I just moved a lot, and it moved. So I moved so much that when I was laying down at one point, I was on the cold mattress, because it got cold. Like that sheet did, it was cold. And so yeah, that was good. That's a good idea. I think I'm gonna need like a mattress topper. I have one that we put on our like pull-out couch in the office, but I think it's gonna be way too thick for me to fold up. But I am just gonna try it out tonight, and then we have like another thing that I could put over the mattress, and I think that would really help like the comfortability, because those rooftop tent mattresses, they suck ass, and I think that is just universal with like every rooftop company that you buy from. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna try to research some mattress toppers just in case that just like doesn't work and we can't do it. But I mean, I can for sure freaking do it tonight. So I want to try to be way more comfortable tonight. Okay, so yeah, I think that was pretty much all I have to report on this. I'm gonna like sleep again in there tonight, and then just like pack it all away tomorrow. So I'll like be back again to see if the changes that I made it any better. I won't have the heater. Oh, another thing that I noticed that I wanted, just to keep the tent organized, like I don't want to leave my shoes outside, because like condensation, they'll get wet, they'll get cold. And so I think I might want to get like some tubs, or maybe something that like hooks on the back of the ladder that like we could put shoes in, like as we're like up at the top, and then we can just like put them there and leave them. But I'm just nervous. I just don't want to have my shoes wet. And so I was thinking about maybe getting a tub to keep in the tent, and then like as soon as we get in the tent, we just take our shoes off and put them in the tub. And so yeah, that was like another thing that I was thinking. And then warmers. I was definitely gonna do like the hand warmers that you can like activate and stuff. Those would be good too. And I don't know if I mentioned this when I recorded earlier part of the episode, hot water bottles. I think I might have, but if just in case, you like can boil water and you put them in, and they're like kind of like silicone. They did them a lot in Australia, and Ashley, she was like, oh my god, yeah, I go everywhere with mine. And so that could also be another way. But I would be nervous about doing that with the electric blanket, like just in case it popped. So I don't know about that. that's all I have to report, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Bye. All right, and we're back. Second night in the tent was a success. Was a lot warmer than the first night. My sleeping bag got delivered yesterday. I didn't even think it was going to be here until next week, so that was delivered. I added a little extra. It kind of looks like a comforter. It's fluffy and so there's squares on top of it. And so I put that in on top. I put a sheet on top of the rooftop tent mattress, and then I put that. And so that added a little bit of cushion. And then I have a body pillow that I put at the top, and then I had my pillow. And then I had the Tenton, that sleeping bag that I told you guys I got. I got the Tenton Sports Celsius Regular 18 Celsius, 0 degrees Fahrenheit. And that thing is so big and fluffy, which is great. It kept me so warm. And my electric blanket did great again. I was so cozy, cocooned, so nugged up in there. And I was pretty comfy, not gonna lie. But putting that away and storing that is going to be kind of a bitch because it's so big. So I don't know. If I can't get another one by the time I leave, I'm just going to keep it and just hope that it works. But I was for sure toasty in there. Like, I went to bed with like socks on. I ended up taking some layers off. So I ordered the heater, and so I'm excited about that. And I ordered a mattress topper. So I think that I added a couple things, and those things are going to make me real nice and toasty in there. And plus, Ashley will be there, so her body heat, it'll make it warmer. But the only thing that I want to fix is like that chill in the air in the tent, and that is only going to come from if I heat the actual inside of the tent. But so far, everything's going good. And that was a fun little camp trip in the backyard. And I recommend that anybody does this, because I would not have wanted to do this right before or when I go to my first place on my camp trip. That would be dumb. I've never used all my stuff before. I want to know my campsite like the back of my hand. So recommend. It was good, but I am tired. So that's it for episode 4. And I'll see you guys on episode 5. Goodbye.
Hi, Lexi.
Mom.